A big hello to each and every one of you, and thank you so very much for joining us today for a very special groundbreaking event that will showcase Sarawak timber products and furniture designs. In the past few minutes, I hope that you've been enjoying the preview slides and a little bit of information on some of Sarawak's timber industry companies, and that was just to really whet your appetite for what is in store this afternoon. A big thank you, we must say, of course, to the Sarawak Trade and Tourism Office Singapore, also Sarawak Timber Industry Development Corporation, as well as the Singapore Furniture Industries Council for hosting today's event. And also a big thank you to the Singapore Business Federation for their great cooperation in marketing and promotion. I want to say a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. I am Tina Altieri, and I am so delighted to be your MC today. And together, you and I will explore the great opportunities for investment as well as collaboration in furniture design and production between Singapore and, of course, Sarawak. You know, I've been really lucky to have lived and have worked in Singapore for about 13 years and also travelled many occasions for business and for pleasure to Sarawak. And one of the things that really struck me each and every time, one of the things that's so clear in my mind, is that Sarawak designers and creative talent are definitely in a class of their own. And so I'm so certain that today's event will not only inspire you, but will also excite you. Wait till you see what we have in store. Now, the format of today's event is going to be jam-packed, just over an hour of presentations, and then the Q&A panel discussion, which we're really excited for you to be a part of. Now, I hope you're really familiar with the Zoom format by now. My guess is that you are, and I encourage you all to make use of the chat and the Q&A features during the presentations. Please actively participate and post your comments in the questions and in the chat box, and we'll address as many of those questions as we can throughout the event, and of course particularly at the end when we have left a certain period of time to engage you and bring you in on the conversation as well. And the good news is no need to take any notes or screenshots, as all of the speakers' presentations material will be available online for you to download straight after. So we're really looking forward to delivering that. So without further ado, let's get things underway. Now, as we probably know, and I'd imagine most of you who are joining us today would have heard of STATOS. STATOS has been the wonderful face of Sarawak in Singapore since 2019. Their expert team provides professional advisory services to traders, to investors, to also tourism industry players that really strengthen and develop new trade investment and, of course, tourism links as well. So now we will hear from one of Sarawak's most creative and innovative exports, the founding CEO of STATOS. It gives me great pleasure to hand over to Mr. Chang Guan. Over to you, Chu. Great to see you today.
Thanks, Tina. Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Phua Boon Huat, President of SFIC, Tuan Haji Hashim, Haji Bojet, GM of STIDC, members from SFIC, STIDC, STATOS, all the speakers and friends in Singapore, in Sarawak, and beyond. A big thank for your support here today. This event is very special to me. In another life, I would have liked to be an interior designer. I especially enjoy decorating my own home. I was looking for a TV stand for my living room when a friend gave me a big giant piece of driftwood. Aha! Ideas came in. I am going to turn my living room become a beach. That following week, I drove 100 kilometers away from Kuching to a place called Samatan beach area and picked up more driftwood, shelves, and also sacks of sand. I had a local carpenter chainsaw them into the right sizes and built my own rustic TV stand. It's still there after 10 years. Why I'm telling you this is that we Sarawakian are quite good at making use of the natural timber that surround us. Today, Sarawak has many young talented designers, and they are passionate about showcasing their works to the world. I am excited to hear from two of them today to see what inspired them. Do you know that just a quick 1-hour flight away, Sarawak is becoming a new regional investment hotspot? Today, we will share with you why we believe Sarawak should be your #1 furniture industry investment choice too. It is well known that Sarawak has abundance of natural resources, but we are still a diamond in the rough. What we need is partners with the funding and the know-how to enable us to invest downstream. Our small-scale furniture manufacturing industry is very open to foreign investment. If we pool our resources and joint venture, both of us can achieve our goals together. One of the biggest advantages is that we have what you lack most, that is space to grow. After today, I hope you will see that we can offer reliable raw resources and talent. I recall when Minister of State, Mr. Chi came to Kuching for the second trip. He and his team from MTI and ESG visited a small locally run furniture shop. They were all stunned and impressed with the style and beauty of the Sarawak furniture on show, all the Berlin woods, big giant Berlin woods. Minister Chi commented that this furniture can last at least for 100 years. The only thing is the design is generally too bulky for Singapore homes, which our designer will have to take note. These candle holders came from that shop. It is made from a pepper farm's discarded ironwood. Well, it maybe took at least 30, 40 years to grow that size of ironwood. Very creative, and there is so much more to discover. The reason our state's first overseas trade and tourism office was established here in Singapore is because you have just what we are looking for. Singapore is teeming with wealthy internationally backed business leaders with the vision, knowledge, and means to make things happen. We really need your expertise and your investment dollars. Make no mistake, our government is absolutely committed to building both the physical and digital infrastructure that Sarawak needs to reach its full economic potential. STATOS work closely with our colleagues from STIDC. Their GM is here with us today, and you'll be surprised at just how quickly we can move and make things happen if there is a right proposal. The plan for our new furniture park are already there. From my discussion with investors already active in Sarawak, what surprised me the most was that most of the motivators that inspired them to choose Sarawak were things we locals just take for granted. Top of the list was the peaceful history and the stable government, followed by the ease of immigration and willingness to learn from foreign experts. These were cited as game changers for some investors, especially those needing to recruit and train a local workforce. Finally, I'd like to invite you to join us for a planned Singapore business mission to Sarawak in Borneo to see our furniture parks for yourself. As soon as we can fly, come with us to Sarawak. You will not only get to see my driftwood creation, but also find many remarkable, stunning pieces of furniture ready to be exported to the world. We are keen to make a great start with you. Thank you. Back to you, Tina.
Thank you so much, Chu. Really great to hear you today. And I've got to say, Chu, you've got me wondering how much of that beach sand is still in your living room as we speak.
You got some bad care of that.
I thought so. And I've got to say that I'm a big fan of driftwood as art, but I hadn't thought of using it as a TV stand. So you've really inspired me. So thank you so much for that. You know, our co-host today is the Sarawak Timber Industry Development Corporation. And since the year 1973, they have been instrumental in the expansion of wood-based industries throughout Sarawak and also managing the sustainable and effective use of the state's forest resources. So now, from his desk in Kuching, to welcome you all, let's now cross to STIDC General Manager Tuan Haji Hashim Haji Bojet. Over to you. Lovely to see you today.
Okay, thank you, Tina. Good afternoon, everybody, and warm greeting from Sarawak Timber Industry Development Corporation, STIDC. And good afternoon, Chu, the CEO of STATOS, and Mr. Phua, Boon, Huat, the President of SFIC, and speakers, invited guests, and also viewers, and ladies and gentlemen. And first and foremost, let us thank to Almighty for giving us this opportunity this afternoon to be here at the webinar on Sarawak Furniture Design and Investment Opportunity, jointly organized by STIDC, Sarawak Trade and Tourism Office, Singapore, STATOS, and also Singapore Furniture Industry Council, or SFIC. I wish to welcome all the viewers, attendees, and speakers and my special thanks to Mr. Chu, the CEO of STATOS, and his team for being co-organizer for this webinar today. And today's event is one of the few events that STIDC had opportunity to collaborate with STATOS and SFIC to promote Sarawak furniture industry in Singapore. And the first event was when STIDC together with furniture manufacturers from Sarawak organized an exhibition at Suntec, Singapore, in conjunction with Sarawak government big event in Singapore and in 2019. Subsequent to that, STIDC worked closely with STATOS, organizing a seminar and exhibition on Sarawak furniture at the same time at the same place in Singapore in September 2019. And STIDC also have placed a few furniture made in Sarawak at STATOS showroom and received many inquiries from interested individuals from Singapore. And today is our second webinar with STATOS. And I'm indeed very glad and pleased with the existence of STATOS, and through this many events that we had organized together, Sarawak product, especially furniture, we're able to reach the buyers, the retailers in Singapore. And today webinars, STIDC interest is to present our three important areas. So one of them is Sarawak Young Designers, and we call it SACE Designer Sarawak, and to commercial our furniture designed by our young designers, and of course to attract Singapore investors to Sarawak to develop and also to produce furniture for export market. So for Sarawak Young Designers, we have two of our SACE designers to speak in this webinar this afternoon on their design, thinking, ideas, and creation. So we hope the product, the design presented by our two young designers will attract our Singaporean retailers, importers, and distributors, and to produce this what I call design furniture in Singapore or in Sarawak in near future. So our SACE Designer Sarawak is a 2 years training program that have been developed by STIDC in collaboration with University Malaysia, UNIMAS, and Institute Technology Bandung, ITB, from Indonesia. So this program is to train fresh graduates from UNIMAS to design the furniture for export market and to help the timber industry, especially the furniture manufacturers in Sarawak, to produce a good furniture for domestic and also for export market. So on this platform, STIDC wish to take the opportunity to invite potential companies and individuals from Singapore to invest in Sarawak, especially in furniture production. So Sarawak have vast opportunities for investment. We have raw material and other resources to help the investors from Singapore to develop this product for domestic and also export market. With SACE Designer Sarawak program running smoothly by STIDC since 2018, STIDC will facilitate the growth of furniture industry in Sarawak, which will be able to help to achieve an export market export earning of 6 billion by 2030. So that is our target. So we hope our friend from Singapore will come over to Sarawak and to help STIDC to achieve this 6 billion of export of furniture. And we hope that with our two young designers presenting their design later on, we'll invite more Singaporean furniture retailers and also distributors to come over to Sarawak to set up their factories in Sarawak and exporting more furniture. And maybe in future, we hope not only 6 billion, maybe we can export more than 6 billion of furniture in Sarawak. So it's another opportunity for investors from Singapore. It is what we call, despite of other competitors from Vietnam, Indonesia, and China, we can have it in Sarawak for export market. So to conclude, I wish to thank again Mr. Chiu from STATOS and his team, Mr. Phua Boon Huat, the president of FIC, and his team, the speakers, and the viewers who really support this webinar between organized by STIDC and STATOS. And we hope after this webinar, we will receive inquiries from interested parties, investors from Singapore. With that, thank you very much. Back to Tina. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Tuan, Haji, Hashim, for your warm welcome and also for your inspiration. It was great to hear you today. Okay, everyone, so now let's move on to our co-host, being the Singapore Furniture Industries Council. Now, the council that you may know has been representing Singapore's furniture and furnishings industry for the past 3 decades, 30 years. And I understand too that its members represent something like 95% of the established furniture manufacturers in the whole of Singapore. What's particularly exciting for our Sarawak participants today is that 65% of their members have subsidiary manufacturing plants in various countries right across the region. And we indeed are hoping to sow the seeds to grow that impressive number right here today. So now, would you please welcome SFIC President, Mr. Phua Boon Huat. Over to you.
Thank you, Tina. Tuan Haji Hashim bin Haji Bojet, General Manager of STIDC, Mr. Chang Guan, CEO of STATOS, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the Singapore Furniture Industry Council, I would like to thank the Sarawak Timber Industry Development Corporation and the Sarawak Trade and Tourism Office Singapore for the invitation to today's webinar. My warmest welcome to everyone that's attending this session, and I hope that we will be able to take away valuable information on potential business and collaborative opportunities that Sarawak has to offer. It only seems like yesterday that Singapore welcomed a delegation of Sarawak furniture manufacturers back in 2019. Since then, we have witnessed a year of challenges for the world. And while we are not out of the woods just yet, we believe that the furniture industry is poised to make a steady rebound in the very near future. As a home office environment becomes more important, the need for furniture, be it for a spacious mansion or urban dwelling, is an area where we as an industry can truly address as we redefine our working confines and attitudes. Digitalization has also been fast-tracked due to the global travel restrictions. Companies that has pivoted since last year to take advantage of digitalization are seeing the rewards of being able to engage with their customer through a different medium while still maintaining their traditional brick and mortar business model for the last mile engagement. Even events and exhibitions have turned to digital technology to allow companies with internationalization aspiration to continue looking for new markets while staying in touch with existing clientele base by using digital tools. Another very important aspect that's been at the forefront is the topic on sustainability. This will be very relevant to the furniture industry ecosystem going forward. Our responsibility as organization and the industry is to ensure that we do our part towards a safer and greener world. It will be a game changer for companies to apply design thinking throughout the entire furniture value chain, from conception and sourcing to the end of life of products and packaging with a strong focus on sustainability. We also cannot omit efforts in understanding the partners that we collaborate with also adheres and uphold to the very same values that's practiced within our very own organization. In the midst of a post-pandemic economy, ASEAN is still slated to become a major economic force in Asia and a key driver of economic activities in the global economy. A recent report by Global Data, a leading data and analytics company, has projected that ASEAN GDP will rise by the average of 6%, making it the 4th largest exporting region globally. There are so many opportunities for ASEAN countries to take advantage within the ASEAN furniture community to establish strategic alliances and partnerships. The fact that today's webinar theme focuses on design investment, we are confident that there's much that the state of Sarawak and Singapore can offer each other in helping the industry attract and groom talent as we progress together. That means we can each develop our own capabilities and business model, as well as cooperate and tap on each other's complementary strength to leverage business opportunity at the same time. As we further understand and appreciate the respective strengths that we can value add to each other, I personally believe that we will not be short of business proposals to further the interests of our Singapore and Malaysia furniture industry. It only leaves me with great confidence in ending that through this webinar, all of us will gain much from the sharing and networking. On this note, I look forward to an engaging webinar session today. Thank you. Over to you, Tina.
Thank you so very much, Boon Huat, for your wise words of encouragement and support. We really appreciate it, and it's great to have you in the program today as well. Well, it's certainly been a time of tumultuous change for businesses everywhere, and indeed, taking up your challenge that we all need to groom new talent, we're delighted to be able to introduce each and every one of you on our webinar today and introduce a pair of STIDC's talented young designers. They are graduates of Say Designer Sarawak. The Say Designer program that you've heard just a little about this afternoon was developed and was also implemented by STIDC in collaboration with UNIMAS and the Institute of Technology Bandung in Indonesia. It trains new graduates in industrial design, and they are doing an incredible job of fostering wonderful talent. So today we will hear from some young designers and learn what really drives their passion, drives their creativity. Ryan Matthias Anak August and Arifin bin Mohammed Sidek. They've both completed degrees in design technology. They've undertaken one-year industry placements and received advanced training in furniture design at Bandung in Indonesia. They're also chosen, ladies and gentlemen, to exhibit at international design shows like Index Mumbai and Downtown Design Dubai. No doubt both of those would be familiar to each of you listening today. So to set the scene now, what we want to do is we want you to take a sneak peek at what study is really like for the Say Designers students in a short video clip. And right after the short video clip, we will hear straight away from Ryan and his presentation entitled Why Chair Design is Like Painting, Beautiful and Colourful. But before Ryan, let's take a look at Say Designers.